Salakia, man, part two. Anyway, finishing off about that 10 week supply of wheat left. Okay, that's bad. That's ominous, man. Okay, because wheat is one of the main consumptions of the dietary aspect of the people, especially here in the West. Like I went into how wheat is a primary of because you got bread, crackers, oats, and so forth like that. Okay, that's primary of the American diet. You know, poultry, meat, wheat, because the average American consumes bread at least once a day. Okay, and you can look that up because you got these fast food restaurants. That means that the cost of the Big Mac is getting ready to go up. You know, because hey, bread harvests oats, grains, oatmeal. You know, so hey, brothers, man, we in them times, man, and it's a lot of shit happening out here, man. A lot of stuff happening, man. Like the Hyde Park neighborhood in Chicago, man. You got the Magnificent Mile downtown Chicago. Things are gentrified, man. The whole concept of building up the ghettos worked against Esau because the fact that Esau built the housing projects to contain or to concentrate Jake in one area so we can kill each other off. But what has happened once they knocked down the buildings, that shit backfired because now you got Jakes that was living in Cabrini Green, living out at Country Club Hills. You got Jakes that was in Robert Taylor's, living out of Hazel Crest, Illinois, which is supposed to be in the upper prominent. These are $1 million houses out there. So that shit backfired on Esau. Then on top of that, man, you got the plagues. Okay, you had a shark. I think it was like a great white shark, if I'm not mistaken, that was being chased by this unknown sea creature, man. Okay, and sonar is picking up on creatures that's louder than freight trains at the bottom of the ocean because Esau, he's disrupted the natural ecosystem of life. Okay, so you got fish and you got certain creatures underneath the ocean that's not supposed to extend above 1,000 feet from the from the ocean surface to the surface above water level. But yeah, you got these creatures that's at the bottom of the ocean that's washing up and coming upon broad daylight, which is not heard of because the Lord have certain creatures that's destined to that particular realms, man. You see what I'm saying? But these sonar waves are picking up creatures as loud as fucking freight trains, man. Okay, like we don't know. We speculated that there was a baby Leviathan chasing that shark, man. And a shark is a fearless creature, man. Okay, it's very fearless. A shark is pretty much equivalent to the lion of the ocean. Okay, the shark hunts prey. Okay, the shark, when other animals and fishes and so forth, they see sharks, it puts fear in their hearts because they know that a shark is basically it's a predator, man. It's an apex predator. But yet, a shark getting hunted by an unknown specimen of an animal from the ocean could have been Leviathan, and I mean, it was blood all in that damn water, and that shark, it was running for his life, man. Okay, so these are the things we're getting ready to see some strange shit on the planet Earth, man. Okay, like right now, I'm outside working, I'm seeing these clouds, man. These are chariots just posted up in the background, man. Okay, don't ask me how I know it. I just know it through the spirit. Okay, I'm looking in the background, and there's nothing but chariots back there. Okay, they look like clouds, but those are definitely the ships, man. Okay, because the Most High is getting ready to turn this place up, man. And you Edomites, hey, live it up, man. Because this is finna be all bad for you. You know, you can stockpile your ammo, your weapon. But I'm going to tell you like this. These Jakes who you plan on massacring, they're going to get at you, man. Because the Most High is going to put a fierce spirit on these Israelites out here to get at you Edomites, man. Okay, all you so-called Lone Rangers out there, all you Buzz Lightyears out there, man. You niggas that want to be Ghost Recon and Sam Fisher from Splinter Cell. Jake getting ready to have their way with you, man, okay? But a lot of Jake is going to get taken out by this military because once them blue hats deploy here, that's when Jake going to get mowed down, man, okay? They're going to totally get decimated. And they showed you that in the movie The First Purge when those Russian troops, okay, which they was mercenaries for hire, okay, the Blackwater troops, which were mercenaries, when they came over to the island of Staten Island, they pretty much encapsulated Jake in, and they went from door to door killing Jake, man. So this is getting ready to be a bloodbath, and the fact that this famine is getting ready to hit, it's gonna get bad, man. Okay, bad real soon. And I also found out, Lord's will, I do an article on it. I being a lesson on it. I seen a video of it, and I was sent the article that out in Iran, they have the digital implant. Now you have to have a digital, like a digital so-called ID of an implant, so to speak, with biometrics in order to get your food. Okay, and this is in Iran. Okay, a so-called sovereign country. Now you have to go through that to get your food. So this system is changing rapidly by the day. So we ain't got that much longer to go, brothers, man. We're literally seconds of being delivered out of this place. So now ain't the time to be all in your feelings and butthurt. This is the time to push forward, man. Okay, push forth and praise Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Because the window of opportunity is opening up for the men of the Lord, man. Okay, it's just opening up and prayers are being answered, man. The Lord is dealing. You know, brothers are getting more focused. They're getting acclimated. Brothers are getting more tighter knitted in the spirit. You know, the lessons are even more on point. You know, brothers are locked in. The diligence is on a whole different level. You know, and the only thing we can say is call Allah Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, man. Because you Edomites are getting ready to lose. Okay, we're getting ready. This is the time that the prophets have been waiting to see, like Yahweh Shai says, roughly paraphrasing it, the Lord went into the whole aspect of some of you that wished to have eyes to see, but they didn't really see, roughly paraphrasing it. Okay, but a lot of the men of the Lord long for this very time we were living in, because this is the exact time that the prophets are old. They were talking about this very day we're living in, but they didn't live to see it. Okay, because hey, they died and went to the spirit world, but they came back as the men that you're witnessing now. So it's a beautiful thing. You see, we're witnessing what we wrote 2,000 years ago, and now we're understanding what we wrote. So it's getting ready to get real. It's getting ready to get real bitter out here. All right, and the men of the Lord, hey, we gonna be straight, because the Most High is gonna raise up a standard when Esau comes in. All right, but it says here, behold, says the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. The sword, famine, death, and destruction, which the word famine goes into basically being hungered, and that's a strategic judgment that Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai is carrying out on America, because like I said, you Americans, man, you boast in your appetites. Okay, you gloat in your appetites, you gloat in your ability to have luxuriousness, man. Okay, you gloat in the ability to go out there and buy the $200 steaks, you know, the $200 T-bone steaks, you know what I'm saying, the $150 chicken breast, the $900 bottles of wine. But the Most High is getting ready to put all that crap to a halt. Why? Because hey, this is the time of your judgment, man. This is the time that Babylon is going to be broken down. Okay, so live it up, man. It says here, for wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. Right, what does it mean by it being fulfilled? Meaning that it's reached a particular measuring cup. Okay, the Lord, he deals by judgment and measures, man. Once one particular cup is filled or one scale is filled, then hey, the Most High Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, he goes ahead and he weighs the measure and he moves on to the next. All right, and here comes this fucking co-worker of mine. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up. Part 2 of the lesson. Salakia had to cut it off. But anyway, it says that therefore thus says the Lord, I will hold my tongue no more touching their wickedness which they profanely commit. It says, neither will I suffer them in those things which they will wickedly exercise themselves. For behold, the innocent and righteous blood cried unto me, and the souls that are just complain continually. Okay, who's the just? The elect, man. Actually, all Israel is the just, but the Lord is only dealing with the remnant right now, which is the hopeful elect, which is the men of the Lord out there pushing the word, all right, on the highways and the byways, doing these shows, man, you know, dealing with the brothers, etc., you know, fellowship and things like that. You know, being there for one another. That's the hopeful elect. And it says here, and therefore thus says the Lord, I will avenge them and receive unto me all the innocent blood from among them. Okay, so hey, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai is getting ready to avenge us finally. You know, because hey, when global pandemonium erupts in the streets of Babylon, it's gonna be that bad, because you're gonna have women as casualties, mainly children, elderly, and young. But the Most High is gonna put a fierce spirit on these people, man. Because it's going to be, once again, like I said before, a war from the have and the have-nots. And it's going to continue to elevate, okay? It's not going to any sign of subsiding. Like, you know how like the flood, right? After a particular, I think it was like after 40 days, I believe the waters rescinded. But with this is not going to rescind until the missiles come. So every day in Jacob's trouble is going to be heightened until the Lord comes back, man. Okay, because it says mischief. It says mischief after mischief. Let me see how I spell it. Let me find it real quick. I think it's in Ezekiel. I think it may be Ezekiel 7. Yup, Khan, this is beautiful. So, yep, this is the book of Ezekiel 7, and I'm going to start at verses 25. It says, destruction cometh, and they shall seek peace, but there should be none, right? Because people are going to resort to bunkers, okay? They're going to go into their particular hiding places. They're going to go to mountains, okay? People are going to try to hide in fucking sewers, manholes. People are going to be hiding out in their homes, hiding under vehicles, okay? People are going to be going to the local police department, but it ain't going to be nowhere nobody can hide, man, because judgment should come upon all sides of Babylon the Great. You see what I'm saying? And like Chicago, man, Chicago is gonna be a straight up fucking hell haven. Why? Because Chicago is, for one thing, is highly segregated. Okay, but see, you got what they call the Gold Coast, which is actually the north side of Chicago. Okay, which was actually connected to parts of Cabrini Green. Okay, the Gold Coast in Chicago, you had something which they called it Little Hell. Okay, but even then, back in the 50s and 40s, you had the Italians that lived in the row houses. Okay, and they knocked a lot of that area down and gentrified it. But then again, a lot of Jakes was able to move back to those $300,000 units too. So therefore, you got a collective of Jake over there. You got Italians up there. Okay, and you got regular Edomites, man. Okay, which they're segregated, but yet they're still condensed and concentrated to one side. Okay, like in south side of Chicago, you got some what they call the Wild Hundreds. You got the Dirty 130s. Out there in what they call Allgill Garden. You got Allgill Gardens, you got Golden Gates, you got Concordia Park, which we call CP, then you got Riverdale, then you got Seaside and Trey 4. All these are particular areas out there in the Riverdale suburb, but you got pockets of gangs out there like, okay, in Golden Gates, you got nothing but Black P Stones or Black Stones or Moes. Concordia Park used to be Black Stones and Four Corner Hustlers, all right, and Vice Lords. Now it ain't shit but GDs and BDs out there. Eden Green, the same thing. Seaside, Trey 4, GDs, straight GDs, and then you go to Golden Gates, straight Black Stones, and then you go in the Allgill Gardens. Block 2 and 17 is full of the Black P Stones, and then you got Block 13, which is BDs, Block 9 is BDs, and then you got GDs. So though it's segregated, but they're still condensed. So that's gonna be a fucking bloodbath, man. Okay? And that's just how it is. And growing up in the streets of Chicago, you see how, you kind of understand how this shit goes, man. Because I remember, man, we was getting off the school bus, me and my homeboy. It was homeboy named Calvin Lundy. I grew up with him, man. We went to elementary school together, and we spent our first 2 years of high school together before, he dropped out. So he was a GD, man. So I remember we got off in Golden Gate, and he was like, man, bro, I ain't supposed to be on the other side of the tracks. I'm like, why not? He like, man, this ain't nothing but the stones over here. I'm like, all right, so what you worried about? I'm like, I'm with you, bro. He like, yeah, but you cool with them. I'm not. So the nigga had to run on the other side of the tracks just to get away from the moles, man. Okay? Which, I ain't going there. We don't glorify that lifestyle, but I was cool with the moles and shit, because I used to be down with them type shit, bullshit like that. But he was GD, you know what I'm saying? And it was common knowledge that Black Stones and Gangsta Disciples were arch rivals, man. Same thing like the Bloods and the Crips. You see what I'm saying? But yeah, they would have caught him with me, etc. It would have been a problem. So he had to run back on the other side of the tracks because the bus let the nigga out on the wrong side of the fucking viaduct. Show you how crazy it is, man. Jake is in trouble, man. You can't even be around your own people without something happening. But the point I'm making is in Chicago and just in these big cities like LA, New York, the different boroughs. Hey, when all hell break loose, these factions are gonna come together and they gonna fuck you devils up, man. Okay, because a lot of Jakes are oppressed, man. All right, and it says here, matter of fact, let's start at verses 22. It says, my face will I also turn from them, and they shall pollute my secret place, for the robber shall enter into it and defile it. Okay, you Edomites are the damn robbers, man. And it says here, to make a chain, for the land is full of bloody crimes, and the city is full of violence. And that's how it's going to be in Babylon. Wherefore I will bring the worst of the heathen, and they shall possess their houses, and I will also make the pump of the strong to cease, which the pump goes into your pride, your strength. It says, and the holy places shall be defiled, and destruction cometh, and they shall seek peace, and there shall be none. Mischief shall come upon mischief, and rumor upon rumor. Then shall they seek a vision of the prophet, but the law shall perish from the priest, and a counsel from the ancients. Right? Because Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah is going to cause our tongues to cleave it to the roof of our mouths, man. Okay, we're not going to be out there speaking to you people too much longer, because once this commences, then hey, the Lord, he's going to finally take us off the streets, man. And we've been trying to tell you Israelites that get this word while you can, but Jake, they don't hearken. So anyway, last precept here. This is the book of Ezekiel 5, and I'm going to start at 10. It says, therefore the father shall eat the sons in the midst of thee, and the sons shall eat their fathers. And I will execute judgment in thee, and the whole remnant of thee would I scatter into all the winds, man. Okay? That's cannibalism. And cannibalism is coming back in a huge, huge way. Okay? So, hey, all your foods, your supermarkets, you can forget about that, man. Okay? Like when the time of famine comes, hey, people resort to eating one another, man. You know, like you can read that story in Second Kings. What is the 6th chapter about the siege of Samaria? Okay, you had different famines and a lot of, you even had a famine during the time of the Apostle Paul, man. I think it was Acts the 11th chapter, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so famines will always commence, but this is going to be by far one of the worst famine, or the worst famine that Yahweh Shai is going to commence, man. All right. So anyway, brothers, man, I'm going to end it there, giving our praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh Shai. And with that, shalom and a ball.